Ole tun truma chuan class 12 Flamingo ami in zirlai pariat na going places ti kha kan ti don ani hi AR Burton zia ani a heta hian englampang nge kan zir don kan ti chuan adolescent fantasizing adolescent play role teenager te mo unfantasizing kan ti chuan hey daydreaming mo an suang tuana an du thu sam nakina an dam chhoze an du na thil ti du an nei te an du thu sam te an suang tuana vak vel kan ti don mi mo khatiang chi te le hero worship kan ti chuan hey excessive admiration for someone and then ngai san top kho he mi chil top khatiang nun mo khatiang lampang kha kan thi don ani chu page number 78 a khan kal ngal ila line by line explanation kan de anga kan ti du zung zung mai don ni when I leave, Sophie said, coming home from school, I'm going to have a boutique. Le school atanga coming home from school atanga lo ho lai chuan Sophie chuan ka chua huna chuan boutique pakhat ka nei ang boutique ka nei don ani ti ta ni boutique hinge kan ti chuan hey small shop selling fashionable clothes thom no demo khatiang an zorna dor lian vak lo dor khatiang chi khani ta ni Jancy linking arms with her along the street look doubtful kan ti chuan oi om lo ti zet khan he ring vak lo khan thleng thei don nei ti ring vak lo khan Jancy chuan tia ban in vuan khan mo kut chui khan takes money soft something like that soft takes money kan ti chuan he poisa ngai hnem sin khatiang he tiang ti tur te chuan atia I'll find it Sophie said staring down far down the street ti chuan kalna street lam en chung khan Sophie chuan ka ngai tu chuak mayang ka zong chuak mayang poisa chu atia take you a long time to save that much ti chuan chu tiang zat save call tur te chuan huna du rei dona sin well I'll be a manager then years of course to begin with le tira manager in ko ompot don lom chu huna te chuan till I've got enough more kama mo zat poisa ka call ma chu but anyway I know how this it's all going to look engpo chu ni se alan dan tur mo ka dor ka chei dan tur te om dan tur zong zong te po hei ka shevek ani ka swang tu avek to chu tlei rol swang tu na din mun te engang din mun nge engang harsat na nge kan ko sak din mu mun po ngai to lo phulo atiang swang to na du thu sam kan nei thin lampang kha Sophie hian alo entir don ani they won't make you manage straight off soft chuan gen si chu realistic tak mai nya thil she thiam pui tling tak khatiang kha ni a soft chu tiang in manager kha straight off more direct in manager in siam ngal top theilawang che I'll be like Mary Quant, Sophie said. Mary Quant he British fashion designer and he also chuan Mary Quant ang kanianga I'll be a natural kan ti choi thiam ngal top pian pui talent ngoi khatiang chi khan natural khan mangtrin ta ne they'll see it from the start atir chang min mungal top ang ke mai natural mo thiam top kan ni ti hi chu I'll have the most amazing shop the city's ever seen he khopui na mo door ala mu zong a mu to zong zinga ro pui bernal ber hi ka nei do na ni atini Jancy knowing they were both earmarked for the biscuit factory became melancholy ti chon Jancy chu khatia swang soft achianu swang to na vak thui lu tukte khatiang a mu khan knowing they were both earmarked for the biscuit factory earmark kan ti chon hey reserve engen yang biscuit factory vel la ka tho atana anni chu engen yang khatiang vela thok tur mai an ni ti chiang sa reng khatiang bak kha engen yang anra phadon lo ti chiang sa reng kha khatiang a thianu han suang to vel a hmu khan became melancholy kan ti chuan ngui mo lungai set te em ta ni a thianu thil sha thiam lo lu tuk te le a thil tum realistic lo lu tuk te kha she wish Sophie would say these things khang zong zong kha Sophie yan soi lo se ti ngoi ani when they reached Sophie Street Jancy said it chuan Sophie the omnan thlen chuan Jancy chuan it's only a few months away now so you really should be sensible so thlare lo te a kan chuak to mai do chu wang chun sensible angai sensible kan ti chuan hey I practical anga I pui tin thil hi nidan dik tak hi thlir thiam angai ni ti a they don't pay well for shop work dor anga chuan hlo hi an pay well lo hlo an pe thalowa an hlo thalowa you know that your dad would never load it chuan I pa pon a phal don lo shim or an actress now, there's real money in that. Yes, and I could maybe have the boutique on the side chuan a thian nu thu soi chu ngai to lek lo chuan Sophie chuan ani lo pon ala ti sha mani a swang to na thu sam khovela han la cheng ani lo pon actress lem chang thiam ka ni anga. Now there's real money in that. Real money kan ti chuan poisa tam tham tak mo lo tha tak khatiang kha actress hemi acting a hen omin ka sia. Yes, and I could maybe have the boutique on the side ti chuan hemi doorbell hi chu side khan ka ran mai mai anga. Hey enge nyang kathil ti lem chan pia lama khan hi chu side income atan ka nei ve thei thonga. Actresses don't work full time, do they? Ti chuan a chan chu actress te chu full time in an thok chuang lo ni lom ni. Anyway, that or a fashion designer, something a bit sophisticated, or anilopon fashion designer kani ang hey thil enge mo tlema sophisticate mo chang kang ro pui deu hlek khating chi khan yang chu ti khan ala dream fun ane. And she turned in through the open street door, leaving Jancy standing in the rain. Ti chuan in lampan khan akalta if ever I come into money, I'll buy a boutique. Ti chuan akalpa khan poisa ka hmu huna chuan boutique ka lei shimang poisa ka nei rem chan huna chuan lati if you ever come into money, you'll buy as a blessed decent house to live in. Thank you very much. Ti chuan Jensi chuan poisa ilo nei tak mial chuan poisa ilo nei thei tak mial ani chuan you'll buy as a blessed decent house. Decent kan ti chuan hey educate mo thapa ngai ve tak chen na tlak in thatak min leidon ya kalome kalotini. Sophie's father was scooping shepherd's pie into his mouth as hard as he could go. Ti chuan a ho chuan Sophie pa chu thei top chuan a shepherd pie kha aka lo no lo his plump face still grimy and sweat marked from the day. Ti chuan plump face kan ti chuan he abiang biang enge bial thau thatak mai chu grimy and sweat mo abala thlan hluam mai tani marked from the day and thona wang chuan. She thinks money grows on trees, don't see that, said little Derek, hanging on the back of his father's chair. This one, Derek mo anaw apa thutleng nunga lo om chu apa bula chuan apa Sophie hi chu I poisa thi thingkunga rai mo ti mai ni hi ti ro alo ti ani. Ti chuan Sophie's father was she thinks okay, next line. Their mother's side ti chuan he anu kha ti ngai na shivak lo khan mo ti khan lo talk Lola. Sophie watched her back stoop over the sink and wonder at the incongruity of the delicate bow which fastened her apron strings. Ti chuan Sophie chu anu over and a stoop over the sink mo thlen sil na khatiang vela avakun nya ma en khan incongruity kan ti chuan he in milo out of place mo khatiang in milo anu le bow mo khami apron mo atron na khatiang bow le anu kun vel mo nung khatiang in melo lu tuk te khave ena the delicate seeming bow and the crooked back chuan he crooked back kan ti chuan anu enge nyang nung zang mo khatiang moi lo lu tuk le delicate seeming bow khami kha in melo ti lu tuk te khave ena. The evening had already black in the windows and the small room was steamy from the stove and cluttered with the heavy breathing man in his vest at the table and the dirty washing piled up in the corner. Ti chuan tlai lam tuk ver an en chuan tlai lam chu lo thim to ti chuan an room te le tuk my small room was steamy from the stove khami gas most of vel atanga thil chuan atanga enge neng khu lo chuak te khatiang kha room kha no khata clutter with the heavy breathing man in his vest and the table and the dirty washing piled up in the clock in the corner. Ti chuan thlen sil tur tam tak lo om te khatiang zong zong hei hian a entir chu an room mo an in te zia te an khosak na kha khami kha indirectly no ti lang ta ni. Sophie felt a tightening in her throat khatia an in chep lu tuk tot lu tuk te an en khan shiomati ni tightening mo chep in her throat mo thailo ang khan omani a shiomati as she went to look for her brother Geoff. Ti chuan a brother Geoff entur khan of chuak ta ni. He was kneeling on the floor in the next room tinkering with a part of his motorcycle over some newspaper spread on the carpet. Ti chuan unau pa chu kneeling on the floor mo flora chuata chuan enge nyang alo bok khupa inge nang tring thi in na lo thok ani tinkering kan ti chuan fix ani me heta chuan mo a part of his motorcycle kha lo fix ani carpet chunga han newspaper kha pha a he was 3 years out of school achwa sana chang khan kumthum alo di to a an apprentice mechanic apprentice kan ti chuan hey train mek mo zir mek khatyang khani mai thiam tura I thil ti pa a in zir chho mo traveling to his work each day to the far side of the city and khopui atanga hlat takka na thok tur khana kal thin he was almost grown up now puitling trap to a and she suspect areas of his life about which she knew nothing ti chuan areas of his life which she knew nothing Sophina ashiat mialo anun athil thleng tam tak te kha angai tu trina enge thleng ang o ti te kha about which he never spoke atong achan chu khangvel kha asoi vak ngai lo ni a u hi chu Sophie ang lo tak khan thil asoi vak vak lo a tong tam lo ani he said little at all mo thil hi asoi zen lo a ever voluntarily kan ti chon adu thu nge ya mi na an zo wang po ni lo a tia thil soi vak vak ang chi kha ni lo ni words had to be prized out of him like stones out of the ground mo ama a geo fa chang chuan le atanga enge leya lung kan lak chua angai ang hian he dil chhuat tak meu hi ngai ni thil soina na mo khatenga vati va zo tak meu kha ngai thin chu tiang mishing chu ani a and she was jealous of his silence khatiang angoi theina mo khatiang kha a thik thin ani khatiang kha ni ve se adu thin ani when he wasn't speaking it was as though he was away somewhere out there in the world in those places she had never been this one engma soilawa omlai hian it was as though she was away somewhere mo mun taka khoya emo out there in the world in those places she had never been Sophie na la thlo phak lo ala thlen lo na hmuna hian a cheng emoti mai tur ang hian ni thina whether they were only the outlying districts of the city or places beyond in the surrounding country chung a u om na tur mo aswang to na kalvel na tur te khatianga ngai to khan district la tak ani lo pon hemi an chevel country mo khatiang pialam de ni kha a ring chin ni tu nge sia le mo hunyo they attain a special fascination simply because they were unknown to her attain a special fascination kan ti chuan Sophie la ka khan khatianga a u nun dan te om dan tur te kha special fascination kan ti chuan I nge nyang hey va o big na va hey va chik na va sha chak na khat chin na chan chu simply because they were unknown to her a chan chu ashangai lo ni a hriat ngai lo wang ani a remain out of her reach a thlen phak pia lam ani wang ani bok ani perhaps there were also people exotic interesting people of whom he never spoke ka uina soingai mi lo mo never spoke a soingai mi lo interesting mi thatak tak exotic people mo he ka mel shiat ngai lo te mi special mi ro pui tak tak hi an om mana it was possible om ve theitla ni ti te kha ngai to a though he was quiet and didn't make new friends easily mingoi choi ani a thian te po asiam zung lo nangin anuna tiang mi shingin om ve shimang ti te kha ngai to a she longed to know them mo long chak an mani shiat kha achak ani she wished she could be admitted more deeply into her brother's affections chuan a brother du sakna mo unau pa du sakna mangai ne te khatiang kha ayana sajok kha she could be admitted more deeply mo na sajok nei ti kha achak a nei ti kha achak a and that someday he might take her with him this one intika mo chuan abula ashoi ve theinan though their father forbade past tense of forbid phalo khap mo though their father forbade it and Geoff had never expressed an opinion apai na phalo pialama unau pai na ngai dan mo khatyang lampang ing ma soi ngai lo the chung asoi ngai lo the chung in she knew he thought her too young mo a unau pa hin ala nau pang lu tuk ati ti hi ashereng ani and she was impatient do theina nei lawa she was conscious of a vast world out there waiting for her mo a chen na khovel pia lam mo khami pon lama khan khovel zau taken alo ha ka ni ti kha a conscious mo asherenga and she knew instinctively that she would feel as at home there as in the city which had always been her home instinctively kan ti chuan hey natural instinct mo shiat na ang chi kha ni mai vazir chop emovin train chop wang ni loin this one she would feel at home there as in the city which had always been her home hey mi achen na khopui city chung atan inang maya en na mun ang tho khan khami mun pon lama po chuan hey she will feel at home mon wa mati don tuk tho ani lungleng don lowa outsider ngina om don no ti kha ashereng ani it expectantly awaited her arrival angai dan chuan chung pon lam ala tlo phak lo ala kal lo na khovel te chu lo ngak be se ranin an lo ngak ang hian angai ani she saw herself riding there behind Geoff nunga chuan atlan ve a ti chuan akal ve a right ve a he or new or past tense of where aha a new shining black letters ti chuan u chu shining black letters kor moi tak mo pleasure mai kha ha and she a yellow dress with a kind of cape that flew out behind ti chuan I kor engang nal tak mai mo khatiang te kha aha ti chuan an tlan pa ti chuan a phevel ani a thom atiang a kor hak te kha suang to na vek a fascination mo a dream vek khani ta ni there was the house of applause as the world rose to greet them ti chuan an tlan kuala pon lam khovel al to ngai lo akal ti chuan sound of applause mo lo kut lo beng lo lom ri ti kha khatiang kha asia ani an mani lo greet mo lo chi baya lo welcome tur khan lo lom tur khan